Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's me, it's Andy, Decade Andy here. Got Mikey over in the corner there on the moon's surface. Hello, Mikey.
Gravity sucks.
So does my internal organs, which is why the vacuum of space sucked them all outside of me.
I don't think that's how that works.
It will do when I'm finished with it.
Ah, yes, that's the logical response.
Do you remember on the Simpsons Halloween Treehouse of Horror episode when they inflated and then they died at the end because he heard them pop?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I can't remember what the context of them getting into the shuttle and flying off of Earth was, but for some reason they got ejected into space and they inflated, which I'm sure birthed a few fetishes for a certain demographic of people, because that's apparently a thing. And then as the credits kind of went to black and the credits came up, you heard them go pop. You're like, oh, they died. Yeah, that's not a good way to go. Yeah. Are you just processing that?
A little bit, and I'm more like worrying about the fact you then led that into inflation fetishes.
Well, it's a thing. It might have been the start of somebody. You know, it might have been their Kickstarter, but not an actual Kickstarter. I don't think you could fund that. I'd hope you couldn't anyway. There's
probably a way. I mean, I'm assuming there is like an 18+ version of Kickstarter now. Probably.
I don't like the idea of it though. I'm not down with it. So, Mikey, how's Mikey doing before we, get to moonbasing and whatnot?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a pretty cold week over here in the UK. It's been a little bit
just a tad.
I don't know about Ireland, but from the sounds of things, it's always worse on your side because you've got no protection.
Yeah, we are your protection.
Well, yeah, kind of. To be fair, most of the West is my protection since I'm on the East. Like, if it comes from the East, then I'm your protection. Do you remember when Russia gave us that really crazy winter storm a few years back?
And
your protection.
Standing there in the middle of a blizzard, screaming into the heavens, "None shall pass!"
I was more like just in my house going, "Andy shall stay inside today, for it is cold."
Andy will refer to himself in the third person for the rest of the day.
He will. He hates the snow.
Andy sees the snow building upon the car and knows he must take out something mildly warm water, which he must spread across the windscreen. But he must be quick, because if he goes outside to put that back and doesn't come back fast enough, then the whole thing will ice over again. It was waste of fucking time.
Oh, I saw like, I think it was a TikTok video of someone doing that, but they used a fresh kettle. Like, they boiled a kettle and they put it right on the window. What do you think happened?
I don't know. I'm assuming an explosion of glass?
Yeah, the wind, and for some reason the door handle fell off, but the glass did indeed explode. I was amused by the handle falling off, though. I don't really know why that happened, but it was fun. It was cool. I mean, not for those people, but you know how it is. All right, Mr. Mikey, shall we talk about some Transformers for the week? Oh, I tell you what I need to do. I need to get my Audacity rolling. I almost forgot about that. That would have been foolish.
Be an idea. Yeah. That would be an idea.
I mean, do you have yours rolling, Mikey?
For several minutes.
Okay, but let's be fair. Your 2 previous Audacity files have not really worked. At least one didn't. I can't remember about last week's.
Let's be fair. Your face doesn't work.
Yeah, but I'm not a vital piece of technology. You don't need my face. No one needs my face.
Oh, no one needs your face.
See, I already said that. You're too late. Too slow. Good try, though.
Too slow. I've already got a low opinion of myself.
Hell yeah. That's how I run. All right, Mikey, I will play the music, and then we can start pooping. Okay? Okay, let's hit that music, baby. Hang on. Come on, music.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy, Decade Andy. I have my Christmas hat on. I have my slippers on. That's not true. I don't have slippers. But I do have my little elf helper. It is Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey.
You don't have slippers, but you're wearing a hat.
Yes. A Christmas hat for festive cheer. Full of festive gooses. Full to the brim of geeses.
I'm wearing a hat made of geese.
No. They're inside of the hat, stupid. You know, why would I have a hat made of geese? That doesn't make any sense. Honk honk. Come on, Mikey. It's Christmas! Nearly.
It is. Yeah, almost.
It is almost Christmas time. How is Mikey doing? Are you prepared for the action of the Christmas time? Are your gun emplacements ready for Santa's reign of terror upon you this year?
I have already sacrificed the Christmas goat.
Have you used your best cultish robes?
Oh god, yeah, you gotta have those on Christmas Day.
What do you use for the sacrificial item? Is it the Blarney Stone? That's the famous Irish thing that I know about. The Blarney Stone.
You just tie the goat up and just start beating it across the head with a rock.
Okay, I mean, do you like make it a Christmas rock? Like, is it a pet rock? Does it have little eyes and a mouth?
Christmas rock.
Yeah, like a Christmas rock. It's like a pet rock, but it has like a little cotton beard on, a little Christmas hat, and every time you swing it, it says ho, ho, ho. You know Christmas rock. Everybody's had them, right?
I've heard of Christmas rock, the song.
You're coming out of school and you're like, oh no, the kids are throwing Christmas rocks at us. Run away. Ah!
Oh, 'tis the season of the children throwing rocks at you. That's what everyone wants to appreciate.
That's right.
It's like, ho, ho, oh god, concussion.
Well, yeah, because it's all these fancy rocks with little tiny beards, little tiny hats raining down from above, you know, just like Santa. Yeah, get in the Christmas mood, Mikey. And I hope everybody else is in the Christmas mood at the moment, wherever you may or may not be. It's chilly where I am. I assume it's chilly where Mikey be as well, right?
Yes.
Good. Well, I was going to say good, but that's not true because, you know, people don't usually like the cold. But how are you doing, Mikey? How is Mikey on this lovely, chilled night?
I'm good. Chilling, as they might say. Ha ha.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, not bad. I see General Techno in the chat. Jumps into a live chat version for the first time. Wait, so is Mikey a South Park Saddam then? No, he's a Canadian. He's worse.
You're not my buddy guy.
I'm not your buddy. No, I'm not your guy friend.
Your guy friend.
Yeah.
You're not my friend, buddy.
I love that sequence. I don't know why. It's just so good. Hey, I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your friend, guy. We're not your friend, buddy. I don't know. It always tickled me. But yeah, we've got Transformers to talk about this week. This is obviously the last show of the year, Mikey. 2022 for Moonbase 2 is over after today. That's mainly because, usually we leave the last Sunday off of the year, and it just so happens that Sunday this year is Crimblemas Day. So we definitely, I mean, I won't be doing anything, but I wouldn't rope Mikey into it, you know?
Just me standing there podcasting to myself. I know how Twitch works.
You could just do a basic recording, you know?
Everything I do is basic.
Oh, not everything. You're good at dinosaurs and stuff.
I'm a basic ass bitch.
Like you're Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, but instead of doing machines, you do dinosaur bones.
No, I'm Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Which movie?
The new ones, the live action ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the first one, and I was going to be, that's okay, he's really cool in those. Like that first movie's still really good.
Yeah, no, that movie has aged well.
Yeah, the second one, the third one, CGI one,
that aged badly. I liked it a lot the first time I saw it, and when I went back to it, I found it didn't stand up to repeated viewing.
Oh, see, I actually hated it when I originally saw it. I can't remember. I don't know if I saw it in the cinema, but I was like, oh wow, ugh. And then when I saw it later on, I was like, this is okay. So maybe you when you came out of the cinema, you ended up at like a higher mark when I came, like. Maybe I don't know if these were your marks. Let's say you were an 8 when you came out of the cinema. I was probably like a 4. When I rewatched it, I probably moved up to like a 5 or a 6, and you probably moved down to like a 6 or lower than that. I think that's how it works. So we're probably similar-ish, you know.
Chris Evans was in that. Oh my god.
It was Chris Evans in it.
He was Casey Jones.
Casey Jones was in that movie.
I'm just looking at the cast. Chris Evans, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kevin Smith, Patrick Stewart, Lawrence Fishburne, Nolan North, James Taylor, Mikey Kelly played Michelangelo. Convenient. John DiMaggio, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Fred Tatasciore. But I was just like, Chris Evans Chris Evans was alive before Captain America, and then everybody's like, oh yeah, he was in Fantastic Four, and everyone pretended he wasn't. He was in Scott Pilgrim. I remember that, where he was the the actor dude. The actor dude who did his own stunts.
Yeah, everybody tries to forget those Well, here's the thing. In retrospect, the Fantastic Four movies from then are actually the best Fantastic Four movies we've ever had.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We had Fan Four Stick, and we also had the Roger Corman. Is that the one?
I don't remember. I remember it was the one where the Galactus was a cloud.
No. That's not the one I mean. I mean the one where it wasn't actually released in cinemas. It was one of those write-off movies.
Yeah, that's the really cheap one from the 90s.
Yes, the Roger Corman one.
Yeah.
I think that's Roger Corman.
Yeah, I don't know. But then we had the 2015 one, which tried to make out that it would be a good idea to have the Thing's catchphrase be him taking on the mantle of his highly abusive brother who used to beat him in the face.
Good old Fan Four Stick. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Taking things for power. But Mikey, let you and I talk about some transforming things. What do that transforming, shall we? All right. Well, we're going to start off with a company that I don't remember the name of. This might be their first outing. I'm sure you'll let me know. It's Star Toys, the ST01 Masterpiece Scale Blitzwing. And we got some great prototype images of it. It's a third-party company. It's Blitzwing. It's G1. What a shock. You'd never have guessed that. We don't know anything about like size, how much it's going to cost, but we do see it in all of its modes. And I want to ask you, Mikey, what do you think of this third-party Blitzwing figure compared to all of the other hundreds and thousands that feel like they've came out over the years? And I guess how it compares to the Legacy one as well.
I think he looks okay. Multiple faces, which surprises me.
That's true.
Also, weirdly, because it's colorless, really highlighting to me that Blitzwing's face is just Trailbreakers.
Kinda, yeah.
He looks decent. He looks quite poseable, which is nice. Accurate is as accurate does. A lot of very obvious screws in tank mode, which I'm hoping are going to be covered up somehow in the finished product.
See, I don't mind that so much. I mean, it is like a bit egregious and glaring, but if there's going to be kibble or some nonsense going on, if it's only just screw holes and slider holes, that's not so bad.
I will say the jet, for the most part, looks quite solid.
Yeah, it doesn't have under kibble, which is nice.
We always say, like, the thing about triple changes is there's always the one mode. They seem to have done their best to avoid that.
Yeah, all of them seem to be fairly equal in how good they are, I'd say. I guess you could say about the jet mode, it's cleaner in the fact that it doesn't have the screw holes, which, again, that's pretty nice. But it doesn't, like, I'm sure there will be some people who are a little bit anal about, like, it's not G1 accurate tank mode because it doesn't have the weird penis bit coming out of it, but I think getting rid of that is not an entirely bad thing, right?
Yeah, that is the result of the tank being backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
The original stuff. It doesn't have the giant Hulk hands, which I do really like about the Legacy one.
You can get it from Smith's for like 40 quid if you like it that much.
I can't get it here at the moment just because it's not in stock.
Oh,
Same
really?
with Motormaster. I was looking for him over the weekend, and they're just like, nope, none of my Smiths are stocking him. He sold out for Christmas.
Oh, well, go fuck yourself, I guess. Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah.
You've had a really fucking bad week for like trying to find things in stores, haven't you? I mean, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I found Transmetal 2 Megatron in Forbidden Planet, but they were charging €80 for him, and I was just like, are you fucking insane?
How much is that compared to Smiths? What's Euro Smiths
prices?
Smiths
would be 65, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I do think the robot mode looks better in person than it did in promo stuff, but I'm also like, are you actually high about with that price? But then I like Forbidden Planet and prices. Jesus Christ.
You would have thought after all these years it would have changed, right? At least I would have. Naively, I would have thought it would have changed.
They had Tonka Stater as well, and they had they had something I nearly bought there. They had the F91, the Master Grade F91.
Oh, yeah.
And they had like some flame toys and stuff, but like the flame toys, it was Leo Prime, and I'm just like, I know a place I can get him for 80 in like a month. And you're charging 120.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And then like the F91, like normal price for that is between 40 and 50 depending on retailers. They wanted 70.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I would like the F91, but I don't love the F91, and the movie's atrocious, so there's no narrative stuff to bolster it up.
It's one of those figures, if you could get it like for a pretty cheap price, you consider it, right? But for that much,
I'd rather try and get some cash together the next couple of weeks and get hold of the real grade God Gundam when it comes into Hobby Frontline.
Oh, so like 2 years from now.
It's due in the next couple of weeks.
Sure it is.
Yeah, but well, listen, it's better than Gao Geiger.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, trying to track that. Fuck you, Stu. But
he works in a mall shop. He gets priority. So
yeah, he works in my foot up his ass. Yeah, basically Blitzwing looks fine. Not exciting me in any way beyond the fact like individual fingers, which is something I get weirdly excited about because the MP stuff is always so addicted to the pointy finger, other three fingers together.
Yeah. Which
just annoys me, really, because it never looks good.
Yeah, it could always be done a little bit better, especially for master grade prices, I would agree.
So, no, I think he looks good. What do you think?
I think, like, maybe his feet could be a bit nicer. I know that Blitzwing's feet are usually just the jets, but they look a little bit flat and boring. I guess you could have them a little bit more interesting. Just, like, proper feet. But no, for the most part, this seems like a solid Blitzwing. It's obviously more expensive in a different market it's going for than the legacy one, but I'd say if you've got the money and you want a Blitzwing, this is probably going to be a better deal. As we've said, it looks pretty decent in all modes. It seems fairly poseable. How does this compare to many, many, many other Blitzwings? I don't know. I think that's hard to say. He is Blitzen. Do we know anything about this company, though, Mikey? Because I hadn't heard of them.
I don't, but who can keep track?
Well, that's a fair point. No, but if this is their first outing, it looks like a pretty solid Blitzwing. I'm sure it will be expensive, though, because that's how this usually goes. But yeah, not bad. Do you think they'll do repaints? Do you think they'll do the Diaclone one, the green one?
Oh, that would be fun. That's actually something no one's done, which is weird to me.
There's also the e-hobby. Oh no, that was Flywheels, wasn't it? The e-hobby one. They've done the e-hobby one. Flywheels. The green one, who was the time traveler drone thing from the Legacy, the Legends universe, and then Blitzwing. Is that it? Or are there other ones?
Yeah, because they never redid. They never redid like the Legend, the Titan's Return one or anything into Flywheels, which I always thought was weird.
Yeah.
Just because it always seemed to me that would be a really obvious repaint, and they never did it.
Yeah, sometimes they miss the ball. I don't know. Mikey, do you want to take us on to our next story?
Yeah. So Magic Square have revealed MS02B Dark Lord. This is a masterpiece scale figure. Not something they usually do. They have done one Optimus, Light of Peace, which I saw the Jobby review, and it looked very well put together, it has to be said.
Great, yeah.
And doesn't come with a bunch of accessories you don't want. So this is an MP Optimus designed to be as G1 accurate as you can get, with better engineering than the actual G1 accurate Masterpiece Optimus Prime figure. So in terms of accessories, it's not coming with a ton. It's got the axe, a gun, matrix, and a new head. So you've got you've got kind of a very what people think a G1 Optimus head looks like. If you've seen the show, obviously it's quite variable. And you got a more toy-esque head. And it looks like the toy-ish head is the one that's on most of the time. On this one anyway. I prefer it, to be honest, because it's a bit sharper in the angles. It doesn't look as nice.
Okay, yeah. Makes him more distinct from normal Prime, I suppose, as well, if you've got both of them.
Yeah, and like if you had the other head, you could like paint the eyes blue, and then boom, boom, you've got like, oh no, he's murdered Prime.
Oh.
He's ripped off Prime's head, and now it's gone grey or something like that. From what I understand, like I said, the figure is pretty well received, and like engineering is pretty damn solid, while being a lot more approachable than the official figure. So I think it looks good in these colors. I think this is a nice color layout as well. They've gone more. They're still very much more Nemesis Prime than Scourge, but overall still pretty good. Andy, what do you think?
Well, just like General Techno in chat, I think if I was going to be interested in this, and I think it'd probably be the same for you, it would need to be a Shinjo Akane.
God, yeah, no.
Like this does look good. I saw Jobby's review and was like, wow, that actually looks really, really good for a third party Masterpiece Optimus Prime figure, and not metal. So that's not a big deal for me. I don't mind it not having any metal in it. But I went, wow,
long as it's good.
Yeah, exactly. It looks solid. It's a shame it's just Optimus Prime. But you make it shattered glass, and I can pretend it's Akane, and I go, oh, all right,
weird.
Okay.
It's a weird how that's a thing now.
It is.
But no, like, yeah, purple. It should look good in purple, and they'll do it eventually.
Yeah, I think the only problem with like an Akane version is if they do anything, it will probably it'll just be a color scheme. Maybe the head might be a little bit different, but it won't be like they're not going to change the shape massively. Which is maybe a shame. Maybe they do like a little glass shatter effect on the boob, but again, I'd like maybe a bit more from it. But that's me wanting something that would never happen, kind of thing. Because it has to be this mold. It has to look like Optimus Prime.
You want it to come with a head of an actual like human girl.
I mean, wouldn't that be a cool effect? I mean, it's easier than like if you had the Figma and then you have to swap over the head that way, right?
I mean, I would be into it.
It'd be fun,
but yeah, I just don't think we represent the majority, you know.
No, unfortunately, no. I'm sure even the people who like listen to us and go, "Yes, that would be very cool." I don't think they're significant enough for a third-party company to do something like that, which is a shame. I hear the Magic Square generally just do good stuff as well, from their big stuff to the small stuff. Though this is kind of like their first steps into the Master Grade size scale for the most part. So, do you think they're going to be doing more Masterpiece figures?
I wouldn't be shocked. Be interesting to see what direction they take it in.
I mean, the obvious direction would be maybe just do Soundwave, because that's, if you're going to do Masterpiece and you want to test it out, Prime, Megatron, Soundwave, Starscream, Bumblebee seem like the easy bets. And they've already like made the Megatron and the Soundwave and the Starscream, I think. I don't know if they've done a Bumblebee in the smaller scale, but those three, they could just
think so, because I seem to remember the Magic Square one got a lot of attention.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe they could upscale them and then add in extra bits to make it a little bit cooler, I guess. So, that's okay. Yeah, not bad. It looks great as well. Nice and matte black finish on it, which is quite nice. Yeah. Shall I move us on, Mikey? Talking about repaints?
Let's go.
All right, let me tell you, Mikey, that Super 7, the Ultimate Wave 5 is coming out. We've got the Fallen Starscream, which is Coronation Starscream when he be that dead in state, just before he turns into a fine powder, and Reformatting Megatron, just before he turns into Galvatron. These are both coming out soon. They're $55 US. They come with accessories.
I would say they're coming out too soon, because they haven't even hit Wave 3 yet.
Well, they've been announced, I suppose. We know of them.
Because like Wave 3 is due out like sometime between May and June, which they're taking their time with these.
I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. Announcing them maybe puts the hype in people's mind, I guess. But Starscream comes with 3 heads: Sad Starscream, Smirk Starscream, and oh god, my face is melting Starscream. He's got a few hands, and he has a crown. He has a tattered cape, so it's not quite as fancy. It's got some, I assume it's either painted on detail or it's sculpted detail of like cracks in his body.
So I would assume painted.
I would assume painted as well.
Yeah, it doesn't look 3D to me.
No, but I mean these are not real images of the figures at this point. But yeah, I mean logically it just makes sense that they probably wouldn't do that. To be fair, reformatting Megatron has two faces. He has unhappy Megatron face, and I think that's puckered lips kind of face.
Well, it's like Megatron with like kissy lips, but then like eyes, like with pupils and stuff, and then it's Megatron with his mouth vaguely open, and then like more blank eyes, but they're silver instead of red.
Yeah, it's an odd choice. This obviously is purple Megatron. Do you think he is going to be translucent, or do you think he's going to be hard plastic?
Looking at this, I'm thinking at least the chest will be translucent. Because you can see some details underneath the outside designs.
Yeah.
So I am at least expecting that much. I don't necessarily think he'll all be translucent.
No. I'm not sure, though.
I think smoky clear plastic is very possible.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. He then has painted pink for the inner detail on his legs. It's not done on the inside of the body. It's done on the outside to give that classic I'm turning into Galvatron kind of look to it, which I guess is interesting. It's another set of repaints. It's not super exciting. And I can't say that I really like the look of either the Starscream or the Megatron mold to begin with anyway.
It's like but the third time they've used Starscream as well.
Well, to be fair, that's kind of a restraint compared to how Hasbro sometimes handles it, right?
True, but it's like their first wave, because I've actually, like this week, I actually had a chance to handle one of these things. And for one thing, they weigh a ton.
Which one did you handle?
Starscream, Wave 1 Starscream.
Oh, okay.
Really heavy. But like, so like, they've got Ghost Starscream in Wave 1, who's all the clear plastic with the glitter and all that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Then you have, in Wave 4, you've got regular Starscream, who comes with basically all the same accessories, except he's a different color. He's like normal color. And now it's like, here's after being murdered Starscream. So for some reason, they've just, instead of doing like Thundercracker, Skywarp, Acid Storm, Sunstorm, something like that, they've decided they wanted you to be able to like display Starscream in every physical state he's ever been in.
Milk
so you can
Starscream.
have him alive, being murdered, and dead.
Well, maybe the idea is that with Starscream, you have the Starscream accessories, and then you don't need to do too much in terms of molding for that. But then maybe they want to do something a bit more interesting for Skywarp and Thundercrackers kind of molds. Maybe they'll give Thundercracker a dog, like you might hope.
Do it, please.
Yeah. Would you get one? Would you get it if it came with a dog?
I'd be tempted, to be honest. I've got an ultimate, whatever you want to call it. I've got one of them pre-ordered. So
Grimlock?
No, Tarn.
Oh god, I forgot they were doing Tarn. That's right. He's wave 3, isn't he, or 4?
Yeah, and from what I understand, there was a bit of an engineering jump between waves 1 and 2. So I'm curious to see if that'll continue into wave 3.
Okay.
Because the posability went up for like Megatron's supposed to be way more posable than anyone in wave 1.
Right.
And I've been looking at some reviews of wave 1 during the week, and they're really like a very specific design. Whereas wave 2, there definitely was more of an effort to make them more playable. And like the character roster as well is like a lot braver, because like Trax and I would say the only one in wave 1 who's like risky is Bonsaitron.
Oh yeah. I mean, they had to get the basic bitch characters out of the way with for the most part.
And obviously, like wave 3 is when it like you got Alligator, Optimus, you've got Wreck-Gar, G2 Megatron, Tarn.
That's right.
Like wave 3 is a really interesting one.
General Techno makes a good point that maybe they could sell the Starscream with dusted legs.
That would be cool. I'd love if there was like if there was a swappable arm or something that was like his arm disintegrating. I think that would be cool. Neat.
Yeah. It sounds I think that's what they tried to get across with the face. I don't think it came across too well. But you're right, they should have tried that with some of the other bits.
I kind of like it, but it looks a little bit too much like they held a hairdryer up to his face.
Yeah, it does look... Yeah, it's like a hairdryer, or maybe like burnt it with a match or something, rather than it just crumbling to dust. Yeah, there's something not quite right about it visually.
don't know how I feel about Megatron really, because it doesn't look like that scene. It looks like it's from Tron.
Yeah, it reminds me of, you remember the old version of like how people used to dress up as skeletons where they had a black outfit but then the bones were painted on. It kind of looks like that to me. Like Megatron's cosplaying as, do you remember that time I died and got reformatted?
Yeah, maybe it looked better in person, but for me, it just has that like I'm at a disco and I've put on that weird glowing paint that they used to do, they used to do, and now I'm just like standing there like in black lights, being all trendy and glowy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's nice to see that it's still going on, though. I mean, I can't say that this wave is desperately impressive for a wave, but it's they're still cracking.
Like, I want to see them get weirder again. They've gotten a bit safe. I want to see them get weird again.
Maybe they have to do like, they do weird bits and then they go, okay, now we have to do a safe wave, and now we can do something weird and then a safe wave. Maybe that's how the business plan works. You can't take too big of a risk. You can take a risk, but then you got to do something that's definitely going to get your money back. I don't know. Anything else on these two, Mikey?
No, I'm good to go.
All right, what's up next, Mikey?
Diamond Select Toys, those who used to have ye olde comic distributions, have revealed early pictures of their DLX PVC diorama Transformers Gallery Grimlock. So this is a non-transforming statue, because it's a statue, obviously, which is Grimlock standing on an exploding base, waving a sword. The Grimlock is kind of a bit of a mixed bag in terms of design. It's kind of got a bit of G1 mixed in with a bit of Evergreen. So it's a little like it kind of a mix and match with the level of detail and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay looking. I don't like the pose.
No, it's a bit clunky, right? It's like you're trying to balance a toy that doesn't want to go into a specific pose kind of look. So it looks a bit wonky.
Going $125. Pre-orders are opening on the 12th. 23rd, sorry, because it's America where the numbers are backwards. And yeah, deal with it. Shipping in the summer.
I'm not sure it's worth the price from the look of it. I've seen like better Grimlock statues in the past that look way more dynamic and interesting than this.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm not crazy about it.
No,
I'm not crazy. I think the paint job looks good for the price, though. But
yeah, the paint job's nice. He kind of looks grungy, like he's been through a time. But apart from that, like the base, like the explosion on the base looks pretty bad. It looks like instead of like great dust clouds, it looks more like he's stepping on like bubble wrap, and the bubbles aren't popping, but they're expanding. They're about to pop. And then the actual blast effects look like the bits of plastic that you get for the shots that we get for the energy effects for our toys these days. They're not the best. And this is a high quality, expensive statue. Yeah. Do we have a Musashi asks Mikey, how big is it? How big's the statue?
Oh,
do we know?
I think we had a size there. Give me a second. I accidentally closed it.
If it's the size of like a small child, that'd be all right.
It doesn't give the size, but probably not huge.
No. I'm trying to think like, maybe it's, I'm trying to think how big my Hard Hero...
12 inch.
It's 12
inch.
I think that's the usual standard size, isn't it?
Yeah.
For statues?
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it anyway. I don't think it looks great. But hey-ho.
Hey-ho.
Yeah. Shall I take us on, Mikey, or do you have anything else to say about a statue?
Take us on.
All right, then, Mikey. We have possible rumors that are possible of screenshots from the reactive game. What the best thing about this is, a lot of the screenshots are blurred. If you can see on screen, if you're watching the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a blurry screen, baby. Let's go. Woo! It looks like you do play as the Transformers, though, and not the humans. One of the things that we did get to see was a gallery with some characters. We have a Starscream, who's offensive, because he's mean. Slipstream, who's defensive. Hot Rod, who's defense. Soundwave, who's defense. Sunstreaker, which is offense. Ironhide defense, and Windblade offense. However you like to say it. I don't exactly know what it means by defense and offense. And if
I'm assuming it's like
a role?
That's playstyles.
Yeah, that's so. There's only 2 playstyles. Must be a bit deeper than that, or 2 roles, I suppose.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This is like the offense defense page, and then there's another page that is like backflips and dick punches.
Because I would have thought any jet would be offense, but Slipstream's defense. I don't really know how you defend with a jet, since they're kind of fast moving. The fast thing should go front first, right? I don't know. What do you think of the designs, Mikey? They're kind of movie inspired. Bumblebee Bayversey styled, I guess, is probably how I'd put it.
Yeah, it reminds me of there was something a few years ago that did some similar aesthetics, and I'm wondering. I don't remember what it was, but I'm wondering if this had some influence on it. The only ones I don't like would be Sunstreaker and Ironhide. Properly don't like. I don't like Ironhide's face design at all. And Sunstreaker looks like he's being. Yeah, it's not the chin. It's like a big. He's got like a badly drawn Hulk come out. And Sunstreaker appears to be being eaten by his upper torso.
Yes, yeah, I thought that as well.
Yeah. I like Hot Rod. Slipstream and Windblade both look good. Starscream looks okay. The Starscream's jet mode is clearly like based in Evergreen. I'm a little surprised that they've taken War for Cybertron as the basis for the Soundwave.
I mean, what would you have him turn into? Another jet? I think you want to have like vehicles, and having someone turn into a four-wheeled vehicle makes sense than having like another jet. Even though it would have been
the prongs there on and stuff on the robot mode, they're like very distinctly War for Cybertron.
Sorry, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're on his boob as well, whereas tape deck would be. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I like Slipstream's.
I think it's a decent aesthetic.
I like Slipstream's mode, the backward wings. I don't know why, but I think that backwards wing look always looks kind of neat. It's nice that she's not a clone of Starscream. I'm not too sure about the head design. The head design makes me think more of a almost, I don't know why, but Catwoman-y. Yeah,
no, I kind of get it. It's like it's giving her bat ears, like Nightwing or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking. Do you remember the Batman's Catwoman with the big yellow goggles?
Vaguely.
Yeah, and she had really big cat ears. Like if you gave her like big goggles, it would kind of give again the same vibe. Hot Rod, yeah, like you said, I don't know about his chest with the big grey bit in the center of his boobage. Windblade looks, oddly enough, a little bit like her original toy. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, oh my god, they remembered Windblade exists. Because like no one's talked about her since Cyberverse. In fact, no one talked about her since like the tail end of Cyberverse.
I was going to say, was she around in much of season 3? Not really.
No, and she was dead for a lot of season 3.
Oh.
And she's barely in season 4. But yeah, so I was thinking that like she's definitely got more of the toy face design.
Yes.
But yeah, like these also really scream to me like someone wants to make toys of these.
Oh, I don't want toys of these. Oh, well, maybe Slipstream. I'd go for the Slipstream toy because she doesn't have many.
I would take Hot Rod as well if he looked like that, because those bloody shoulders keep killing every Hot Rod. So if he looks like this, like those two would be the ones that I'd be interested in. Windblade, I suppose, just to get a new Windblade.
Would it like be a positive or a negative if the voice actor for Hot Rod had a French accent in the game?
Negative, especially if the running gag was like he keeps on calling himself and I cannot do it. I'm so funny. I killed the Activision license with my $100 million loss of my movie.
Oh my god, no.
We lost the sequel to Transformers Devastation because of last night.
Never forget. Mikey won't.
Yeah. No, I won't. We because someone tried to convince me a couple of weeks back. It was just like, well, it made money because it made X number one. No, it didn't. It lost $100 million. They came out and just said it, and that loss was so big that we lost the Activision license, which led to us losing 3 of the 4 best Transformer games ever made.
Yeah,
like basically 3 of the only 4 good Transformer games ever made.
We won,
and
baby.
we can't access them. Yay!
Apparently, Mikey, we're not crazy. Musashi also sees cat and bat ears in the slipstream design as well. So it's not just us. We've not lost our minds.
Not necessarily a bad look. It's just not what you expect.
No, not after the other iterations of Nightbird that we've... Slipstream that we've had over the years. Yeah, she's all right. It doesn't really fill me with a lot of confidence on how the game will look, personally, but, we've got the blurry images of the gameplay, so maybe once we get some nice ones of those.
I hope the focus is better, at least.
Oh, there's something else, I suppose, like... There on the last image, there's clearly a Prowl, a Shockwave, and a Bimblebee as well, which I can't say is a huge shock. They've also got weird numbers next to their underneath their heads, like a 2.120 450. We can't see what is for Bumblebee's face. That might be XP progression or something else. I don't know. Either way, the game's slowly coming out. I'm still not going to have a lot of faith in it, but that's how Andy be. Mikey, what's on the table next, my little dude?
Possible first look at Walmart Retro G1 Hot Rod, G1 Hound reissue. I went to Hot Rod because I actually saw him this week in the shop, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, in that fancy movie packaging, you mean, in the quote-unquote movie colors, the animated movie colors?
Yeah, the pink Hot Rod.
How much was it?
It was like 50.
Oof.
So not cheap. Based on Laser Wave over in TFW, they have a new image, which is the Hound. This one has lighter shade of green, no chrome parts, no die-cast tachographs and stars, detailed Autobot insignias instead of stickers. So instead of stickers, we've got a lot of tampos and some cartoon-accurate paint apps. So this is following on from the Hot Rod and the Starscream. I think it looks okay. I mean, I forget how tiny Hound's original arms are. But I think he looks, for what you're getting, I think he looks okay. I think he will cost an arm and a fucking leg for what he is.
Yes.
I'm not excited for him because the price will be insane.
Yeah.
But I think he looks kind of neat for a little dinky boy.
Also, Hound, a very popular character from the movie, had a lot of screen time.
Should have been. Well, I'll never forget. Clearly, more than meets the eye thought that Hound was going to be the main character.
Oh yeah, obviously.
And they failed miserably.
I thought Hound was fine, but I think that was kind of Hound's crowning moment for the most part.
Yep.
Didn't do much after
and
that. Bless him.
He made a hologram once.
He did. That was
a bigger robot.
To be fair, Heavy Metal Wars was a pretty good episode. I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I'm not up or down about this. It's just kind of cool, neat. I don't really get into G1 anymore. There's not really many G1 toys I'd ever really want. What about you, Andy?
I mean, you
Is
say
this
there's
off
not
your collector flame.
Well, to be fair, you say there aren't many G1 toys that you'd like, but that's generally because when they reissue them, it's the reissues that we've already had reissues of. I've already got a G1 reissued Hound from the book collection series. I can't remember if they've reissued him since then. But I'm pretty sure.
I would like the boxes for those.
Yeah, they're great. They're really nice for display because I've got them behind everything else. So they're in their boxes because I don't need them on display. They're in their nice little box. They've got the display and it looks quite nice. It looks good. I don't know. I don't know why you pick Hound for the next one of these to do. Maybe the idea is he hasn't had a reissue for a while. But do you remember when we got a reissue years and years ago, and it was of Power Master Optimus Prime, and that was a big deal?
Yeah, because I remember that.
Yeah, we haven't really had, and we keep bitching. We do keep bitching that they haven't done the G1 Dinobots. They still haven't done the G1 Dinobots, and they could make money on them because I'm sure people would still like to get them.
I think the last big one was Triptychon for the Platinum series.
Yeah, I can't remember that hadn't been done prior, and I think that was
and felt like a big deal.
Yeah,
capital B, capital D deal.
And yet nothing. That's why I think that they should probably do those for HasLabs, right?
I don't think they could do them for a HasLab, just because I don't think the appeal would be too limited within the fandom.
Well, isn't that the point of HasLab? Because isn't like the limited appeal the reason why these things don't go to market?
Well, like it doesn't go to mass market, but it's still like Star Saber is a modern engineered modern toy that's like, oh my god, Deathsaurus is like an anime villain that's getting a brand new toy. Everything else, I think, doing like G1 toy releases HasLab. You like, even if it was like we're redoing the Dinobot molds for HasLab, like you wouldn't. I just don't think you get the uptake.
I think it makes more business sense than to offset like a toy that could easily be sold at retail. Like the ones that we previously had could have been, you could have knocked the budget down a little bit on them, and you could have sold those guys at retail. I think it's harder to justify selling G1 toys at retail because what kid's going to buy them, you know?
I also saw, weirdly enough, it just made me think, I saw Tonka Stater this week as well. I saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, carried around the box for a while. It was fun.
You picked the box up and just carried it around the store.
Yeah, moved it to another shelf.
Make you feel like a big man.
Yep, I had power and they don't.
Wow, all right, yeah. I can't say I'm too fussed about Hound, but I'm sure this might tickle the biscuits of somebody. I look forward to them reissuing Ironhide and everybody going, oh god, is that really what Ironhide looked like? And you go, yes, he was terrible.
Will he come with the sticker?
No sticker. He needs to just have he needs his face inside of his window. That's all he needs. It always confused me as a child where his head was. So confusing. Mikey, did you know that the new secret third tier has been unlocked on the Deathsaurus figure because it is funded?
I saw. I feel like this is like something they were going to do anyway and then forgot to put in.
No. That's not how that works. This is totally a surprise. It's a gift to the fans because a new thing has gone up, and this is for Micromasters, Peepo, and Boater. Everybody's favorite. It's Fix It and Sea-Watch for the Western audience. I'll read out the statement that they threw out in an email. The email reads, "Congratulations! We are happy to announce that the Generations Deathsaurus HasLab project has met its backing goal and will officially go into production! ! We just learned that the evil Deathsaurus has kidnapped Peepo and Boater." I do like Boater as a name. It's good and solid. Good news! They've been kidnapped! ! Good news. Good news, Transformers fans. Your overwhelming support of this HasLab saved the two members of the of the Autobot Rescue Patrol team from the clutches of Deathsaurus. So if we didn't fund this, I guess, like canonically, according to Hasbro, they would come with like their
decapitated heads.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure. As a thank you for your support in making Transformers Generation Deathsaurus campaign our most successful HasLab to date, each product will include a Peepo and a Boater figure as seen. So we got Holly and Fire. Is it Fire the Fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fire in the last one. And I guess this is like, well, here are the other two if you really wanted them. Now, here's something about those two figures. I don't hear anybody saying anything good about them. A lot of people saying they're kind of shitty.
Yeah, I heard they turned out really badly.
Like, I don't think anybody has a successful Micromaster. Some people have really bad quality control with their Victory Saber, but everybody has bad times with the Micromasters. And like General Techno in chat says, they were never great Micromasters to begin with, in all fairness. At least the ones currently. I still think the original Micromasters are better quality, massively better quality, than these current, more up-to-date Micromasters. They're way better quality. In my opinion. But Mike,
I think one thing I think it might work in these guys' favor is that they're original molds rather than retools or repaints. Because if you actually look at the Fire and Holly, they've got very different proportions. And I think that the fact they were reuse of a mold, they were trying to do a bit more, I think. I think that worked against them in the reuse thing. I would say maybe because these are brand new molds, they might work a little bit better. They also look like simpler Transformers.
Did you buy many of the Micromasters, Mikey?
One or two, they were like universally like boring, to be honest. But I don't like Micromasters in general. Like I don't. The appeal is not for me.
I said, I like the original Micromasters. I don't think there is a really good set of Micromasters. I've got on my desk the green tank Decepticon one and the brownie orange Jeep one, whatever those two were called, and they're both really bad quality, and they were original molds. So that's why I don't have much faith in these being very successfully well done either. But you never know. General Techno goes, I'm looking forward to someone throwing a tantrum when Hasbro releases Sea-Watch slash Fix-It in a year because now Pipo slash Boda are worthless to resell. There's always hope. I do like Pipo. Pitpo. Not Peepo.
You like saying Peepo.
I do, yeah, because it's like the little frog thing. Peepo. Little tiny Peepo with his little frog hands. I like him. Yeah, I don't have much hope in these, but I guess it's a nice freebie. There's potential that these won't be bad.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of the general response to Victory Saber, Mikey? I've been meaning to ask you, because somebody, I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned it last week if we were going to talk about it. Because there seems to have been a lot, like, I think we can say for certain, we don't know the percentage on the amount of people that have a Victory Saber and have quality control issues, but I have seen a lot of people complain about theirs.
I mean, the thing I would say about the complaints is, like, it's so hard to say it's representative in any way.
Of course.
Just because, hey, the only people you're going to hear from are the people who had like a really good time or a really bad time.
Yeah.
The reviews I'm seeing of it make it look like a quite solid figure.
Mm-hmm.
That with a fairly decent design. It's got a lot of problems that the Masterpiece had, with some proportions, holding the sword, stuff like that. Which I think for the price you're paying, you could have engineered around.
Yes.
You could have solved some of the sword things by like, oh, instead of having the option for tilting the blade like you do, just say like, here's a smaller hilt, and you can just swap it around. There, problem solved.
I to be honest, I think they should have just made its own. One of the stretch goals should have been just for a dedicated single sword that looked better.
Yeah, non-transforming, non-gimmick one.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think it looks fairly good. I think there are clearly some, repeating problems. People are talking about stress marks, which seems to be the most common thing.
Yeah. And this is the people that notice. I think there will be people that have stress marks that haven't noticed them as well.
Yeah,
which could easily be a thing. Because unless you're looking for them, you don't notice them until it explodes one day.
Yeah. It's okay. Like I said, I think like the engineering is there. I just don't necessarily think you're going to get the 100% thing, but it's so hard to judge, really, like, if the QC things are rampant and it's just some people are happy, or if it's just like social media, someone has a bad thing, so it explodes.
Well, like, again, General Technos mentioned, neither of the ones I ordered had major Chrome issues, because that was something I've seen a lot of weird marketing.
I think the Chrome was just a mistake.
You can see why they did it, because it makes it look like a higher budget product, but it clearly was not a good idea. It's not easy to paint over. You can't really replace it. The thing that I've been seeing is people like, I hope Repro labels to some stickers for them. I'm like, that is not what you should be thinking for a figure that costs that much. That's the issue.
I would say if you're thinking about stickering over Chrome on a figure that like this, fair play to you.
If your Chrome's already fucked though, why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, there is that, but it's also like, even then I would be like, because like I always think about like someday I might want to move this on.
Oh yeah.
And like if I've got stickers I've got to take off beforehand, that just
I assume
the remaining Chrome.
I assume you probably just have to leave those on and tell people. I assume. As we've said before, I think because again, there's how many people versus how many people. I think the issue with the issue with the figures being as much as they are is if they're fucked, you're fucked. What can you do? At best, you can get your money back, but you probably can't get another one. Can you get your money back if they're fucked?
Not really. I saw one person tried and just no communication.
Oh.
Zero communication whatsoever. So I think once it's in your house,
you're fucked.
They've washed their hands of you.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I saw like an issue come up with the Star Saber, it doesn't mean it'll happen with the Death Saurus. Every time I saw that, I was like, I don't think I can justify doing it. I can't, just in case something goes wrong. Mainly because I remember how much faff it was to try and get my money back from a Scorponok. I was like, I don't want to go through that with an even harder figure. No. But hey, Holly, and not Holly, Fix-It and Sea-Watch and Pipper and Pooper, whatever the guys are called, Ambulance Man. They're coming out, so you got some freebies. Will they be good quality? Our sources from Beyond the Grave say probably not. Probably not. Based off previous evidence, probably that's not going to go too well. General Techno says, well, you can open the box without breaking any tape, so it's reasonable that the seller can be expected to do QC checks. Oh, there you go. Right, Mr. Mikey, we had some figures revealed this week, didn't we? Tell me about those figures on their garish backgrounds.
Garish background, very garish. Feel like someone's doing a green screen and it's going horribly wrong. We had our first look at two previously unannounced but heavily rumored figures, which are the Legacy Evolution Deluxe Animated Prowl and Junkion 2, no name given. Keith here is, as far as we know, he's an original mold. The design is based off of the classic Junkion bike, but it's been pretty heavily altered. The robot mode seems to be completely original.
I saw some people saying it looked like. Do you remember the guy from Sandstorm's planet who was in the tower? They said that he looked like him, and I was like, I think you're stretching a bit, but I guess.
He's got like a mustache and horns and stuff. I really like him. The robot aesthetic I think is quite nice with the color layout.
Yeah.
I don't love the accessories.
Oh, you don't?
They basically kind of
what
like.
Are they? Don't even know.
Yeah, that's it. They're just kind of like, are they guns? Sure. But the robot mode, I think, has a good design, and I think it's a nice, like, it's trying to give the impression like, oh, the front of the bike is split open and the lights are all showing through, and I think that's a nice little gimmick. Overall, like, I'm pretty into him, to be honest. I'm curious to see if he comes apart like the car fella does.
No, he must do. If you look at the image of the bike mode, you see like his his right leg.
Yeah. The one leg, you can see it's not fully plugged in.
Yeah. So at least his legs come apart, and I think you can see where his mushroom pegs would be. Probably you could unpeg those as well. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this guy can come apart. I think that's gonna be the whole Junkion deal.
What do you think of Junkion 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I think visually he looks really cool. I'll state this now, he's not a figure I will buy. I don't care enough about Junkions, never have, never will. But I think he looks like a really interesting bike mode. I think they would a little bit deliberate in showing the angle of the bike mode. It's not a side shot like we get for Prowl, which we'll talk about in a bit. So I don't know how good this bike mode looks, but from the front angle that we do get, it looks pretty nice. It looks like a Junkion bike. I just hope that the other Junkion that we got can ride this guy, because that's the gimmick. That's the thing that everybody wants. If you've got Junkions, you want them to be able to ride each other because they did in the movie. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. Robot mode, again, looks pretty fancy. It's nice to see a different looking Junkion. He doesn't look the same as most of the Junkions we've seen in the past, so that's good. But yeah, it's just not a figure that I have any interest in owning myself, pretty much.
Yeah, I could see picking him up, but he's definitely a sale purchase for me.
Do you not think if you get into the Junkion game, it kind of forces you to get all Junkions so you can...
Oh god, no, not even slightly.
No?
I'm an adult, Andy. Nothing forces me to do anything. I can buy one of a toy.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I only had one of the modulators. Toys,
Mikey?
Falling behind, I've realized. That's my just because like they're all about like 80 to 100 now, the ones I'm behind, and I haven't gotten a pre-order in for RC, and I'm just like, okay, so I've got 4. Windblade's the priority. If I can get Windblade, she's the priority. Then Lio, and then I'd say Devastator and Drifter low priority.
I completely forgot you hadn't got Windblade still. As Jason mocks you, I'm sure, in the distance.
She's hard to find. She's being reissued next year, so I'll probably try and get a pre-order in. But she's hard to find.
Wow. Help Mikey.
But yeah. Someone send me a Windblade for Christmas, and I don't know. I'll make a request and I'll do it. I suppose
you'll do an Irish jig for them.
Exactly. Send me a Windblade. You get a jig. I will video it and put it on the internet, and you can see.
It'll be a great humiliation for Mikey. So that's that's
exactly. And I will get a sexy model kit lady. I feel like everyone wins. The other figure in this reveal is our first look at the Animated Prowl. So, unsurprisingly, it has been very G1'd. However, as I said last couple of weeks, I am putting aside it's not the... I just can't keep hating it for not being the toy it should be. As much as I want to keep hating it for not being the toy it should be, I just can't keep doing it. So I'm going to take this as it is. And I think this has turned out a lot better than the Prime stuff.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yes.
The face at least has elements of the aesthetic, like the long chin, the big eyes. They've changed the face to make it look a lot more like he's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that specific look. It's close to being Animated Prowl. I think they could have got it more like Animated Prowl without even having to do the big chin. If you just made the head shape to be not wearing a motorbike helmet effectively, I think that would have made him look more animated aesthetic.
Yeah.
Without without going
animated,
full
it just because animated just looks like he's wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the proportions look better than I was expecting, and the details are all the key details. I'm surprised they brought in the shurikens. To be honest,
that's nice.
Wasn't expecting that. So I would say he looks good. I will probably pick him up because he looks better than the Prime ones. And I would also say he's really highlighting that actually no, the Prime ones were just fucked.
Yeah.
Skyquake is the best Prime one, but I was just like, you know what? No, actually, like even in the new trying to be a bit more positive mindset, the Prime characters just got fucked over.
It feels like
because he looks by 5 times better than RC.
Oh God, yeah, the RC was embarrassing.
Or compare him to Bulkhead, or compare him to Knockout. It's just like, well, fuck you too. So that is new, positive, forward-thinking Mikey saying at least the animated characters don't look as bad as the Prime ones. Still don't know if I'm particularly excited to see like animated Optimus because I don't know how they'll do him without just making him look like Orion Pax.
Yeah.
But I am more into this than I was expecting, and he is, I wouldn't say a must buy or anything, but again, good sale price. He's a purchase. Then again, I said that about Tarantulas, and it's been a year. He
hasn't gone on sale. He still hasn't gone on sale.
Once. No. He is still $28.99. Are you actually high?
Well, for me, it's like 23. That's probably the conversion, though, isn't it? Right?
It converts about the same. But like every other figure in that wave has gone on sale.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Every other Motor Master has gone on sale.
No, well, I expect like the higher budget toys to go on sale. I think it's disappointing that none of the deluxes seem to. The only ones I've seen go on sale are like the first wave, where like drag strips now 17, and like I think I've seen RC for 17, but that's it.
They're all on sale here. They're all under 20.
Oh, okay. Damn, I haven't seen those.
Except Tarantulas, who's just like sitting there with his feet up, saying like sale. Fuck you.
No, it's because we know. It's because they know that we want him.
Yeah, it'll be the one I don't get. The one I wanted is the one I won't get.
I'm still waiting for like the thing that's stopping me getting both like him and Jahaxis are they've been out so long. At this point, they have to come down in price. They have to at some point. If not, they have to go to a discount store and then go on price.
He'll disappear. And you'll never see him again. No Jaxis for you.
That's how it feels. I hope that's not the case.
Like, he went on sale here. He went down €10, which is when I got him. So he was like regular Voyager price when I got him, which was just kind of like, oh, now it's just like mildly inflated instead of massively inflated. But...
Yeah, I've never seen Jahaxis for, like, his current price is just $29.99, so it's cheaper than $32.99, but he's never gone lower than that as far as I've seen, unfortunately. Yeah, and I've got my little beady eyes on him.
He's €26 at the moment in one place I was in.
That's not bad.
No. But yeah, so that's my take on these two boys.
You haven't said what you think about the bite mode. Well.
bike mode. It is not an improvement over the original, but it does have all the details you want, including the weird gap in the middle that you didn't need. But I don't like all the one mistake they made is the side they're taking the picture at, because there's a lot of pegs breaking up the aesthetic.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
the smartest kind of business decision. Like you take the picture from the pretty side, not the ugly side.
I definitely think the original toy had a cleaner bike mode.
Yeah, I would agree.
Now, will it have the crazy posability of the original toy where you could do like crazy one-legged kicks and all that shit? Because that toy was nuts.
It depends how the QC on him is, because like it looks like he should have ankle tilts and all that kind of jazz. He's got big feet, so maybe not. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to be hopeful, but
okay.
Yeah, better than I was expecting. Highlighting how the Prime characters got fucked over.
I think that's fair to say.
I mean, I suppose I should be glad at least one of my two favorite shows that has something resembling like effort put into it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. Any further thoughts on these two, Andy?
I mean, I haven't given my thoughts on Prowl. I don't particularly like it. I think again, like you said, it's better than what I expected it to be. It's almost what I would have liked. I don't think, because they're not trying to emulate the style, it was never going to be anything that I wanted, unfortunately. I'll be interested to see what they do as a repaint or a retool or something for it.
There's like, I know what I would love them to do for the retool, but they'll never do it. Which is Samurai Prowl.
Oh, yeah, no.
Do the samurai armor. Just release it with the samurai armor.
That would be neat.
That would be fucking fantastic. I love the samurai armor.
Yeah.
And that toy was great.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's another reason not to do it. You're not going to make it better. But there is like I think this was Japan did like a white bike version. Yeah, white and gold elite guard version.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool for a repaint.
Yeah, so maybe do that, and like if you did that though, I want the elite guard symbol.
That's more buzzworthy though. I'm thinking like for the main line, what they're gonna do for like a redo of the character.
Well, that's the question. A groove?
Oh God, no.
I don't know.
I think they'd want to keep that door open just in case they want to slide in and maybe do a defense or combiner. Yeah.
I don't know what you do for a repaint. No. Like shattered glass? I don't know.
RC again.
What is shattered glass?
Prime RC.
Oh my God. He's just he's just every bike is RC. What is shattered glass animated Prowl's design? I don't know it.
Oh, XL Hedge says Armada sideways. That I don't think that would fully work, but it could be interesting.
That could be neat.
The worst thing about that would piss me off would be he wouldn't have the weird double headmaster thing.
Yeah, that was always fun. That was a fun gimmick.
Musashi says, what about the little Victorion combiner robot bike dude?
Oh, God, I forgot. She was the thing.
I think that'd be okay to do because that was such like a weird scout class figure. It's like, yeah, sure, fucking go for it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Cerebro UK says, what about another Junkion? We've already got another Junkion. We got this one.
No more Junkions. You have too many Junkions.
I think we are going to get some more in the future, but it would make me laugh if they just, we'll retool this one. It's another Junkion.
You stop it.
Nope. I don't like the bike mode. I think the bike mode's really fucking ugly on this. The wheels aren't completely. The back wheel doesn't seem like it's a separate entity. It seems like it's lying on the ground a little bit. You can see through it. It just doesn't look nice visually. It's not a pretty motorbike. I think the the animated original Prowl was a nicer looking figure. Nicer looking bike mode. But at least the robot mode looks nice-ish. Not that bike mode. From the side view or from the frontish view, looks fine. It's just as soon as you look on it from the sides, you go, ooh, that's ugh. I can see his ball sack and all of that jazz. Yeah, not for me. But it was nice to see this pop up just today, a few hours before we started recording. I was kind of surprised. Like,
Yeah,
whoa,
no.
there you go. That's a shock.
It was nice that it didn't look terrible.
Yes.
Like, I don't think this is the second coming of Jesus, as a few people seem to. But I like that after all our concerns about how this would turn out, it just like, it looks better than I was expecting it.
That's because our bar was set so low with RC, Knockout, and Bulkhead. Bulkhead being the best out of the three of them because he's at least got he has the right head, just the wrong body.
Yeah. But again, it's just like which one did the designers care more about? And I love animated, but a weird thing today. I was listening to a podcast driving to work, and just like something like it animates such a controversial series in the fandom with so many people hating it. And I'm just like,
what year is this?
I was weird. Just like, who hates animated? I very rarely hear anything from any age group, young, old, anything that is not like animated. Just like, oh, I don't like it. Have you seen it? No. Okay. And then people see it and just like, oh man, it's so much fun. And I listened to one podcast that was reviewing Earthspark, and they just went off on animated for like 10 minutes, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you smoking?
The one I hear is like, which I'm not sure if it's controversial, is like people still don't like Beast Machines, and you go, yeah. All right, yeah. I hear a lot of people still don't like Beast Machines.
I have reasons for thinking it's a bad sequel, not necessarily a bad show. I think it's a bad sequel.
Yeah.
And I think the second season is a lot better than the first.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, but some people just don't like it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, like, there's nothing wrong with not liking it, but like, sometimes they don't like it because it's not Beast Wars, and that's less valid as of a reason. I
did see a few people saying they didn't like Beast Wars, and I was just baffled. I was confused. I was like, why?
I mean, some people don't like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they just saw the one episode where Rhinox farts a lot. Maybe that was their intro
episode.
I hate that episode. That's the episode I'm like, I never
fun episode.
I never like it.
I hate the one where they get stuck in the beast modes and then they get
the hunting
hunted.
Party. Yeah, that's also a pretty bad episode.
I really don't like that episode.
Like, those are the two noteworthy episodes which I'm like, do you want to watch this one, Andy? Yeah, no, it's just we'll pretend they don't exist. We'll just move on.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's not how those ones.
So I'll continue this on with toys anyway. We also had our first leaks for the Rise of the Beast Deluxe Wheeljack and Nightbird.
Who do you want to talk about first, Mikey?
Oh yeah. We don't know necessarily. These are from the. Okay, so these are not the Studio Series versions. These are the Rise of the Beast ones. So because of the delays, we know there was a deluxe line that was going to come out with the movie now, and then there was going to be a Studio Series one that would come out later on, which is why you have two Air Razors.
Oh.
One is from the deluxe line that was meant to come out with the movie. The other is from the deluxe line that is going to be the Studio Series.
Wait, which is the Air Razor that looks more like a girl? You know, the first one that we saw, the really good one.
That was from the Rise of the Beast line, so that was not the Studio Series.
Huh, so the Studio Series one is the one based off the Air Razor Kingdom mold.
Maybe. I think
because the second one we saw was based off of the Kingdom Air Razor mold, and the first one that we saw
the second one we saw is the one from Studio Series.
That's weird, because that looks way worse than the first one that we saw, I think.
It's weird. Well, I suppose its design might be more accurate to the movie, though. That's the thing, I think.
Oh, God.
So, these are from the same line as that first Air Razor. So this is Wheeljack and Nightbird. I'm going to do Nightbird first, because no one is talking about her. She is a black and gold car with some rather unusual highlights going on, and transforms. She has a face somewhat reminiscent of the original Nightbird. Very somewhat, like color reversed.
Yeah.
We see her next to the frankly fantastic Generations Nightbird, which was done from the Thrilling 30 RC, which is an amazing toy.
Sure.
And they are quite different, and also like just an amazing character for an amazing piece of fiction. Transformers Legends, best version ever. This one is a little weird to me because she's got a classic car bumper chest, but her limbs are very thin. And it to me, it looks, also her knees are super high up. To me, it looks like basically her body is too thick for her legs and her arms and her head.
Damn.
She's also got quite a bit of junk in the trunk when it comes to kibble.
You mean in robot mode, or do you mean in vehicle mode?
Yeah, in robot mode, quite a bit going on. I think she definitely has a made while the designs were being finalized vibe to it, much more than AirRaiser had. And much more than Wheeljack has, actually. Like, she feels like we made her based out of an early ILM design or something like that. What do you think?
I mean, I think
and she got a ninja claw. She gets a ninja claw weapon as well.
And a weird sword.
And a weird sword, yeah.
I think that you were very generous when you said she was gold-coloured rather than caramel toffee-coloured. She's clearly a lovely caramel toffee, which is a weird combo, black, purple, and caramel toffee. The car mode looks almost okay until you notice the caramel toffee kind of moves up into the windshield.
Yeah.
Which is not good. And the caramel toffee also kind of moves into the door frame as well. And the wheel also has a big mushroom peg coming through it at the front. I'm hoping when it's properly transformed, it's going to be less gappy, because it seems like it's quite a gappy beast. Robot mode, her legs are ugly. She's got some really gnarly, bad feet designed, I feel.
I don't like the feet.
No, they're very thin. They look like, if I was going to turn Big Bird into a robot, those would be the feet I'd give Big Bird. The Big Bird bot. Like you say, she's got a lot of junk hanging off of her. She's got these almost Gundam hip armor, waist armor bits kind of hanging off the side of her, which I'm not too big of a fan. I think the head's actually all right. Apart from the way that the top forms is more of a beak. I'm very birdy at the moment, but
it feels like she should have a bird mode.
Yeah, maybe she could have been like, instead of making her a car, maybe she could have been like an evil bird to go against AirRaiser. I don't know.
Like an eagle or something like that.
Yeah. Something. Because, that doesn't scream car mode to me. I can't say that she's a great looking robot, and I didn't even notice until you mentioned it, the weird knees. Is she meant to have like chicken legs? Is that why she has another joint?
I think I can't tell you if that's like design or transformation, to be honest.
Yeah.
It could be either.
Musashi says, bird do be in her name. That's fair. That is fair.
Bird do be in her name.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you. In her name. Yeah.
I don't know.
She's okay. She's okay. She's a movie toy. She feels very movie toy.
Is she actually in the film, or is she like wreckage from the first movie?
I've seen her vehicle mode.
Okay.
It was in one of the promos for the movie.
What's the image of her vehicle mode where she's violently pooping out claws from the back of a bumper?
That is her having a moment, and I don't think you should judge her for her biology.
I just want to... Is that like a movie thing? Like, what is that? Is that the cow flipper mode?
Just honestly, the back of the car comes up.
Because the way that it's photoed makes it look like it's an action feature rather than just being a weird, like, look at this thing. Isn't this weird?
Look
I don't know.
My butt.
I guess the nice thing is it's quite clean underneath, I suppose. Yeah. But what about the toy everybody told you about this week, Mikey?
Oh my god.
Now, this really annoyed you. It annoyed you to the point where you made a tweet about it.
It really annoyed me.
And I was like...
really fucking annoyed me.
It was weird because I saw a lot of tweets about Wheeljack, but not to the point where I was annoyed. Probably because I was just skim reading and I just didn't care too much. But you got really pissed about this.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's get the positive out of the way first. We see Wheeljack in his vehicle mode and his robot mode. He is a Volkswagen van, I believe. And the back's a little messy on both the vehicle and the robot, but overall I think surprisingly clean looking. And surprisingly solid on both modes. The robot mode especially is surprising me because it just... there's a lot of cheating going on with the design, obviously, but I think that it's smooth, it looks well proportioned, everything else. So honestly, like, it's a little surprising to me how much I think the aesthetic has turned out quite well. Before we go on to the thing, what do you think about those elements I talked about there?
As in the proportions and how it just kind of overall is.
Yeah.
Color scheme wise, I'm against it. I don't think the colors work desperately well in robot mode. I think it makes him look quite ugly, and I think they were, I think maybe that's the idea, that they were going for an ugly 70s looking robot. I think that maybe that's what the idea was. I think there was a better way to place the colors to make them look a bit more interesting. I think I made this suggestion. If you made this the cross transform Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated van, I'm not really joking, because I think that could work quite well. And I think if you did the color placements, it would look quite nice. I think different colors on this would make me, and a different head, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I'd be down for getting this, but not in this color scheme and not with that head. Otherwise, it's like, it's a neat idea. No one's had this kind of transformer before. The closest we've had is like Einhides. You know, he's a weird dumpy caravan thingamadoo. This is your first hippie van. Make him tie-dye. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be fun, actually.
Tie-dye with hippie flowers on him. Down with that. Give me that.
Yeah. But let's get on to it. So, his face. So, Wheeljack did appear in Bumblebee. Very G1. Very, very G1. He's got a toy. Blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, the face they went for with this design is much more generic Bay-style movie robot.
Yes.
So, a lot of detail, puffy lips, and he's got a pair of goggles.
I think these are the most pronounced lips we've had on any of the movie toys, right? Or I can't think of another one.
Yeah. I certainly like. I think just the shape of his face really highlights it.
Certainly, yeah.
So and cool, whatever. To say I was unmoved by that is an understatement. It was a toy of a movie character that doesn't look like the G1 character. It's happened before. It'll happen again.
I mean, most of them don't look like the G1 characters.
Yeah, even with like RC in this, and even with like I say, we saw the design for this guy before. Just like, you know, this movie is already feeling very Bay. I'm hoping it's not very Bay, but it's feeling very Bay in most aspects. So I'm not shocked.
Aren't there rumors of this being based off of a Michael Bay script? Is that true, or is that just rumors?
That is one of the rumors.
Oh God, I hope it is a rumor and it's not true.
Yeah. But I was ready to move on and be completely indifferent to this.
No.
And then it just wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. And what was worse, it wasn't like it was there were some people who fucking hated this head. Like, violently. Someone started a change.org petition, I think.
Oh, no.
They wanted to start a movement, and I was thinking, like, are you fucking serious in this day and age? Oh my God, something isn't G1. In a movie of all things as well. I'm just like, oh my God. And then the other side started coming out, and they were just mean. They were just mean-tempered and mean-spirited, and these constant digs at people who wanted the G1 head, at like basically talking like they were talking to like a 5-year-old. So basically everyone, and this was storming my timeline, everyone looks shit. You all look shit now. You look shit if you hate it. You look shit if you liked it. You all look incredibly shit. And now I hate Wheeljack. As in Wheeljack, the character, the entity across Transformers. He can go fuck himself.
Wow.
Oh, he's got glowy ears? Fuck his glowy ears.
Wow.
Oh, inventions? Fuck him. Mustache? That mustache I liked in Cyberverse and Animated and Nerdsparked? Yeah. Shave the fucking thing. You're not fucking cool. Wheeljack fucking sucks across all timelines and dimensions now. And it's all your fault.
Wow, Mikey.
It is all your fault. And I'm pointing at you specifically. You know who you are. You hate Wheeljack. You love Wheeljack. You are the problem. And I now hate Wheeljack. Every time Wheeljack has a toy from now on, I'm buying one to smash with a hammer.
Wow. That's a different way to go. That's okay.
You're not funny. You're not clever. Wheeljack sucks.
Wow.
Fuck Wheeljack.
He's better than Q, right? Do you remember Q?
Who was just another variation of Wheeljack, which means he fucking sucked.
Yeah, the fans definitely got riled up from what I saw, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. But what made it get under your skin so much, Mikey?
It wouldn't stop, and the fucking memes that both sides were doing, and it just like every day, like I look at Twitter and stuff at work just to like de-stress a bit, and I'm just like, okay, Wheeljack, 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 Wheeljack. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck off. Fuck up. No one cares. No one should care this much. You shouldn't care this much if he's been changed. You shouldn't care this much if people are upset that he's been changed. You shouldn't care. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're all adults. None of you are children.
Like I think, like you said, the most surprising thing from my perspective was people were getting angry that the movies didn't have G1 accurate designs. Like, I mean, Ratchet, Jazz, Ironhide from the first movie looked nothing like the G1. Megatron doesn't look like G1. Starscream doesn't look like G1. Scorponok, you know, he doesn't look like Frenzy. Doesn't look like anything.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of the time we're living in, when we're just getting a lot bombarded with so much G1 that the expectation is we need more G1, or it's weird that we don't have like a main known character as big as Wheeljack is, not being your standard Wheeljack. It'd be like Optimus Prime being like a quad bike. It would be like people be like, what the fuck? What the hell? You know, it'd be that kind of reaction. Like, you know, the community, online social community spirit, bringing people together through hating each other violently. That's a thing that happens. It's a fun little thing.
Why do you all have to be such fucking children? And again, this is regardless of what your argument was. Jesus Christ.
Musashi says, mistake number one, looking at Twitter. To de-stress. It's like, that's fair. General Techno goes, I'm thinking of movie Sea Spray.
I liked movie Sea Spray. He had duck boobs.
I don't think General Techno means that in like a negative. I think he means that in terms of like a aesthetic kind of look to it. With the white.
That was a good toy. I like that.
I preferred it more than the Sea Spray. Oh, sorry, I preferred the Octopunch that you mentioned more than the Sea Spray, even though he did have the duck boobs. That was
duck boobs was a big selling point. I remember, I think it was Aaron Archer or I don't know which one got really annoyed at people for pointing out it looked like ducks.
Oh no, that wouldn't have been Aaron Archer.
No, it looked like ducks.
That would have been one of the guys who ran BotCon.
Rick something.
Not Rick Moranis.
No, I don't think so. But it was just funny to me because it was just like, nah. It's funny because it does look like boobs, duck boobs.
Duck boobs were fun. A woohoo.
Yeah, I thought they were fun.
But yeah, so I can't believe that we got 4 toy reveals this week. That was kind of neat. But let me take you on to the last 2 stories, Mikey. They're just quickie ones. Jack Lawrence and Jean-Paul Beauvais will be attending TF Nation 2023 this year. Both are great artists and good little boys. They're good fun. So why not come down and see them at the Birmingham Metropole in August, the 11th to the 13th, if you want to come on down for that. Yeah, that's all of our news stories. So, as I always do, I say, Mikey, my little friend, my little boy, my little cherub, what have you been up to this week, son? What have you done for fun?
Not a ton, because work was nuts.
No!
Yep.
You have stories, though. You have stories of like mental anguish and pain.
Yep. So just get a couple of things. Gates, watch episode 15, which was the Christmas episode. It was weirdly non-great.
Weirdly non-great.
Weirdly non-great. Like, there was a very good fight scene at the end. But it felt filler. And considering it did something, without spoiling, it did something that several writer shows have done at this time of year.
Oh.
And it did it in a way which felt to me like we are required to do this. That's why we're doing it. We're not doing it because we want to. We're doing it because it's expected.
Oh, that's a shame. Because usually, every really, Christmas episode, break episode is, for the most part, a big cliffhanger where you go, oh, shit. That's really cool.
Yeah. And the moment I'm mentioning happened like within the first 10 minutes, and then we had 10 more minutes after that.
Oh.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then, like I said, it just kind of became a fight scene. But, hey, cool. They can all be gold, I suppose. But
that's a shame.
Hopefully next episode we'll pick things up. But, yeah, I'm not feeling any less positive about Geats. Still got, like, crazy, like, the fight choreography is insane in this show. and overall the story is very good and engaging. It's just like this was just like a weird thing where it just felt like I am required to do this.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was a good narrative choice, in all honesty. But yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I haven't watched. It's on a queue to watch over Christmas. I'm going to watch Sonic Prime. Despite the fact they're Netflixing it with only 8 episodes from a very clearly 24-episode season being released.
Oh, good. It's one of those. Is it meant to be good, Sonic Prime? Is it like fun like Sonic Boom? Because I hear Sonic Boom is meant to be quite fun, really bizarre kind of show.
Apparently it's very game-orientated.
Is that good? I don't know if that's good.
I watched a clip, and it was like Sonic got hit and rings fell out of him.
Okay.
Which I've never seen anything do before.
General Techno says it's not a, in quotations, fun one. No, it's it's entertaining so far, though. Okay.
That's a suspicious way of phrasing that.
Is it like? Is it good? Like Sonic Underground is fun. Like
let me put it this way: is it a good show? Forget about the fun. Is it good?
Yeah. Is it like Sonic AM? That was a good show, right?
That was high as fuck.
Or
was that just Sonic the Hedgehog? Which one was the one that was high?
No, that was Sonic the Hedgehog, where he kept talking about chili dogs. I'm talking about Sonic AM, where it was the dark one, where Robotnik.
Oh yeah, and we had like Eggman was just like or he was Robotnik back then.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog was the one where he was like a blundering idiot, and you had Scratch and Sniff. What was the other one? Scratch and something. Grounder. Yeah, that's the high one where you're like, damn, they were on cocaine, man. Jesus.
Oh yeah, and he had a robot girlfriend for like 2 episodes. But yeah, so played a bit more Ragnarok. Still a good game.
You need to finish the story, Mikey, please. I need to tell you about things.
Leave me alone. I'll finish it when I'm ready.
No.
Yeah, like apart from that, I went like I decided this year to just because with everything that's been going on. Okay, this is going to be one of the very rare years I just splurge and spend way too much money. And there was a shop in town that had actually gotten on sale for $250 a Flame Toys Tarn. It was complete with working electronics, everything. So I'd set money aside and I was going to like, okay, that's my big purchase. And then I'm going to make a bunch of small purchases on top of that. So went into town. Didn't get it because it had sold half an hour before I got there.
Oh. Who bought it?
Like,
who bought it so you can hunt them down and kill them?
Yeah, I'm going to. Because like the chances of me ever getting that toy now are basically nil because it's like 450, 500 secondhand.
I was going to say, isn't it sold out like in most places?
Yeah. So even if they reissue it, it'll be like 300 or 400 then. Like it was just like circumstances came together that I could have afforded it. So then I said, you know what I'm going to do? I saw on one store online, they had the Planet X IDW Grimlock for sale, and it was like down to 160.
Down from what, do you remember?
210, I think. It was on sale price.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was like, cool, I'll get that instead. And then that wouldn't work because it said, sorry, this item is not available at the moment, which means that it must have sold out recently and their website hadn't updated yet. So I was like annoyed, slightly more annoyed today, where I found the full price blue one. I found the full price blue one today, but I'm like, maybe I'll save up and down the road I'll pick the blue one up just because it's the easiest one to get.
No, you don't want the blue one.
I want.
No, you don't buy the blue one because you'll always look at it and you'll be like, you're not the child I really love. You're the one I had to have.
You're not my real boy. You're not even the tiger stripe one that they could do. Which I always met. So anyway, I had money and I said, right, I'm still going to spend money. I'm still going to be done with my money because I've had to spend on a bunch of practical stuff in the last week or so anyway. So, I've tried to find. This is another part. I spent 3 days this week trying to find somewhere that was stocking the Hiya Toys Godzilla.
What's Hiya Toys? I haven't heard of Hiya Toys.
So Hiya Toys are a Chinese exclusive retailer. And toy maker, and they have made a bunch of figures and everything else, and most of their pre-orders and stuff are Chinese exclusive. However, a small number of their figures have been released to other shops like Big Bad is getting some in, or got some.
Hello, this is
and there's bunch of other ones, like Toy Geek is one who's I think is affiliated with TF Source, and so on. And Jobby did a review of it, and it's basically these are like $50 figures that are better than the $80+ Monster Arts.
Oh, are they like knockoffs or something? Like
No,
using
no,
the
they're
same
fully
engineering?
they're officially licensed. They're just better engineering. They're slightly larger than the Monster Arts as well. The only thing they don't have is effect parts, but again, these are like $30, $40 cheaper than the Monster Arts, which are also these days not coming with effect parts.
Oh, really? I thought that was one of the big things for them. I've thrown up an image of the higher toys on the stream, and I think the only thing I can say that like is a bit of a shame is the teeth look like he's not brushed his teeth ever. And he's developing gingivitis. But apart from that, the painting on it's really nice.
The face sculpt is a big thing because the Monster Arts have never gotten the face sculpt right.
Oh, really? What's wrong with the face?
They tend to make it either a bit squashed or a bit overly long, or they make the snout the wrong shape or something like that. Whereas this guy looks like MonsterVerse Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
And again, I spent days trying to find one. No luck. The only thing I could find was a shot that was very clearly a fucking scam. So Big Bad sold out of them super
like
quick.
Something else?
No, it was like an independent website. Like on eBay, holy shit, the secondhand prices on these.
What about AliExpress? Since it's a Chinese company, it might be on AliExpress, right?
No luck. They've got the Monster Arts, but they didn't have this guy.
That's surprising.
Yeah, but like the only time he showed up on eBay, it was like $200.
Woo! Damn!
And he was like, no. What Big Bad does have though is pre-orders up for Mothra, Rodan, and Kong.
Well, what are they from?
So it's all the MonsterVerse ones. I'm not too bothered about getting Rodan and Kong, Rodan and Mothra, just because like for the size of the characters and stuff like that, I'm not like just not too bothered. Like they're just fairly minor parts of King of the Monsters. Kong, on the other hand, I did put a pre-order in for him. He's coming with multiple heads, extra weapons, stuff like that. So, and he looks as good as the Godzilla. So I'm hoping there'll be a second run of the Godzilla down the line and I can get him. But I do want to at least try this company. The Kong, I've got a pre-order in for him.
He'll be out in the next couple months. MonsterVerse Kong. Yeah.
So MonsterVerse Kong. But I think the sculpting...
All I can find is like really shitty images for the Kong Skull Island toy and the Godzilla versus Kong toy, which I assume are not the ones that you want because they look really.
But it's the Godzilla versus Kong. So but it's Hiya Toys. So just look Hiya Toys Kong. It's like Hiya Toys Basic Kong. It's called Basic Exquisite or something. It's we're translating it. We're translating it into another language name. You know.
Yeah.
So I think I think that it looked like a really solid figure. So hopefully, because like. All the reviews not just Jobbies, are just like, wow, these are good. Also, they're doing Mechagodzilla and they're doing Ghidorah. And Ghidorah's monster art is like so close to almost being something I'd want, but it's also would cost more than my car at this stage.
That makes sense.
If they could fix the wings, if they could do something with the wings to make them a bit more like usable or something like that, I'd be really happy. So I also got a pre-order in for the Ultimates Tarn. So that's the one that comes with nickel and stuff like that. And apart from that, I basically put in. I didn't put in. I might be getting the God Gundam. I said that I might be putting in a pre-order for the God Gundam.
Oh, that's right.
But I did basically just go through a couple of other like model kit shops and stuff like that to see what else there was. Let me just double check which ones I've got coming to me. Some I will have this week, which will be nice. So I'm getting a Beast of the Mesozoic figure, one of their dinosaur figures, one of their posable dinosaurs. They've got a bunch coming out. They've got a T-Rex coming out and a bunch of horned dinosaurs, so I'm getting one of them. So I'm hoping it's a little better than the Raptors were. I'm hoping it like Raptors were kind of just like the first dry one.
I thought you were done with them because they were so disappointing.
They've changed the the Raptors were disappointing, I think, because I expected the wrong thing, and the horned dinosaurs I wasn't crazy about because of the color schemes. But then they did fans' choice color schemes, and basically the fans picked way better ones, including one based off of an animation I fucking adore. And like the T-Rex, they'd like, oh, you can get one that's from Dino Riders. You can get the Dino Riders color scheme for it.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, what the guy did, it insisted on basing it off of like lizards and stuff like that. Animals these things would look nothing like because they live very, very different fucking lives. but okay, so this week I'm getting, so this is an old kit, a very old kit, like I'd say late 90s, early 2000s. I nearly got the Devil Gundam. Okay. I nearly got the Devil Gundam, but it was a little too pricey. This is the MSM Zagok Experiment, which is a gray Zagok. Zagoks are kind of basically the bear guys with like mono eyes would be the way I describe a Zagok. But I'm actually getting a monster art after all that.
Oh, I know. I've got this kit. The Zagok one,
which is I'm getting the SH Monster Arts second form Rodan from Singular Point. So this is the one that looks like a proper pterodactyl type. Singular Point was a pretty damn flawed show where someone needed to slap the writer on the wrist and say, stop doing that. Yeah. But I do think the designers went above and beyond. Like combining Godzilla with like a salmon and an oni, I think is like weirdly genius. And Rodan, I think, was like a really, really good design, and it looks like it turns into a very decent figure. And he does come with some actual accessories, which are like smaller, like human-sized Rodan models you can put alongside and look like he's being followed by a big flock. So I've got them coming to me this week. And then I think week after next, I've got the high-grade Deja, which is Amuro's mech from Zeta, which I really like. Yep. And the high-grade Gabsley, which just looked cool. Another one of those older, weirder designs from Zeta.
The ones that you'd really like to get a new model of, but they probably won't.
It's from kind of the same time as stuff like the O. But, you know, Zeta just like peak aesthetic, and it's transforming as well, which I was curious about because it basically transforms into what looks like basically a flying hand with a gun on top of it.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. Well, you say it transforms, but being the kid that it is, it'll just like pull apart and you stick it back together poorly.
Yeah. But I'm hoping it's fun. It looks cool, which is just, you know, important.
It's obviously just to have those curved expectations with the, it's a very old kit. I know what to expect. Yeah.
But like weird, I rarely do like on the spot what the fuck random purchases of Transformers, especially of Transformers. But I was in TK Maxx and I was just rummaging around, and I went into their toy thing because like was vaguely curious to see what they had. Because last time I was there, they had like Lightning Collection Pudgy Pig for €5.
What is a Lightning Collections Pudgy Pig, Mikey?
That is a monster from Power Rangers that is basically a pig head with hands.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
I didn't get it because I'm not that into Lightning Collection anymore, but again, I thought like brand new in Forbidden Planet for like €40. So like Lightning Collection, if I just wanted to like buy it and turn it over, I could have like probably made a bit of money off of buying them all up, but I could not be arsed. But they had a Generation Selects box, and I was like, what the fuck? Because, like, TK Maxx in Ireland, not exactly known for getting anything rare or interesting at all.
Sure.
And then I opened it up, and it was Generation Selects Generation 2 Ramjet. And I was legitimately stunned.
How much?
And it was €20.
That's good. That's good.
A very good price. That thing is currently 40 to 50 on the secondary market. And I was like, what the fuck? And I bought it on the, like, I'm kind of blown away by what just happened, so I'm buying this. So it is not necessarily the Ramjet I love, but it's probably the closest I'll ever get, because like the only other option you have is that really hard to find Amazon exclusive version.
I think those are going to be done, aren't they, for the legacy figures?
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked, but
Yeah.
I like to think of this as him when he tried to appeal to the mini Constructicons. Like, I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
The paint scheme is fun. It's like very dark for a G2 color scheme, but like a lot of black. But overall, like it's nice and neon, and like the purple and the teal, they're very specifically G2. Transformation is okay. It's very classics, very very classics. But it's got a couple of elements that are a little bit more involved. The arms are a little unusual in how they work. They kind of accordion in on themselves. And the jet mode looks really solid, in all honesty. Overall, like, for €20, completely at random, very good purchase. If I'd been paying Generation Selects prices, I don't think I'd be happy with them. But
sure.
for like that, and like, just for the like random nature of this, like never see stuff like this in our shops, and it's just so weird. So yeah, I'm happy enough with him. He's fun. I wish he had the right null rays. He doesn't have the right null rays, but
yeah, technically that's right. Yeah, he needs the big kind of missile ones, doesn't he?
Yeah, but like, is it like weirdly enough? I've been using the null rays as basically as tonfas. Okay. So like
that's very G2. That's very 90s of you, Mikey.
Yeah, he wields them as tonfas. So, kind of like, oh, he's gonna fire. He's gonna push his arm forward, and then he's gonna swing it around. And
it's a shame he can't hold them as clubs, because that would be even more 90s.
Yeah, that would be like so 90s.
Use
just like, what's a gun for? Hitting people.
No, yeah, exactly. Bonk them.
But yeah, so that's my week. It's been a weird one. What about you, Andy?
I actually had a lot of things come in. I got one box from In Demand Toys, which I pre-ordered probably in the summer, I guess, which was, I got, hang on, I got the images. I got my Zarana figure from the Classified Figures. She's got 2 hair pieces, so you can have her with the classic kind of animation hair, or you can have her with the pompadour kind of hairstyle. She's got her weird machine gun with a chainsaw on. She's got a knife. She's all right. I haven't had a huge amount of time to fiddle with her. She's not too bad. And I also got 2 Crimson Guards with her as well. Obviously, these figures have the usual G.I. Joe problem of sometimes the joints are fucking disgustingly stuck. So I'm going to have to like dunk them in boiling water to try and get them to move. And with the Crimson Guards, they come with like sword scabbards. And both of the sword scabbards that my boys came with are incredibly bent. They're incredibly curved, so I'm going to have to straighten those out as well. But overall, you know, I'm a big fan of the Crimson Guard. I'm glad I got 2 of them because they sold out everywhere. Like I say, they do have the generic problem of all of these figures, I think, from Hasbro, where they're like, you like go, man, I wish you were a little bit better quality. A little bit better quality. But, you know, that's unfortunately how Hasbro do. They look good, though, and I'm happy I have them, at the very least. So they came in. I didn't expect that to come in. I also got a Mafex Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the classic color of Spider-Man. He's really good. He's really, really fancy. It's my first time handling a Mafex figure. And I was impressed with how fancy he is. The only thing that I wish they had, but they do actually show this in production images as well, is the lines on the black webbing effect on Spider-Man. I wish those were done a little bit more consistently. Luckily, if I get what's the stuff that you use to panel line, Mikey? What's that stuff called?
Pore liner.
Yeah, the pore liner, the Tamiya pore liner. If I get some of that, it'll fix them right up. I like the look of this Spider-Man as well, because he's very Todd McFarlane-y, you know, with the really, 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 really big eyes.
Yeah. And
he's got that kind of classic color scheme, because there was a previous one that came out a while ago, which the blue was like a metallic shiny blue. It's a bit more of a modern look. I like this one more. He comes with another head, but the eyes aren't... They are a little bit different, but they're not massively different. I would have preferred maybe a bit more of an expression out of it, just to get a better idea. Some neat things. He comes with like open hands, 2 sets of open hands, which you think, what's the point in the other set? The other set have little magnets in them, and he also comes with a new set of feet, so you can replace them, and they have magnets in them as well. I'm like, that's kind of fun, you know, throw them on a little metallic surface to stick. For the most part, the only thing I don't think he does have compared to the original release is he doesn't have a Peter Pooper head. and I don't need a Peter Pooper head. I don't really care because I mean, no one's going to be happy with the Peter Pooper because what Peter Pooper do you want? Do you want the original Peter Pooper? Do you want 90s cartoon Peter Pooper?
Yeah.
Do you want the comic Peter Pooper from around that time period? You know, he's had quite a few looks over the years. So it's like, I don't care. I got Spider-Man. I don't need Peter Pooper. That's fine. Whatever. But I really like it. I'm surprised how poseable it is. I got him in like a kind of Spider-Man-y kind of pose, and I was fairly happy with that. But it's made me go, fuck. I need to get more Mafex. So Mafex-wise, who do I need? I need 90s Magneto, who's going to be coming out, because, it's Magneto. And the good thing about the Mafex figures are they have material capes.
Oh.
They have little wires in them so you can pose them so they look really nice. It's like, that's cool. I'm kind of tempted by Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider. His hoodie is also a material hoodie, so you can actually flip the hood up, and that's kind of fun. I wouldn't mind getting Carnage, but he's out of stock. Who was the other one I saw? I was like, classic Thor. Like 90s ass Thor, mighty Thor who must wield the shield and stuff. I might get him because I don't think they're going to do Earth's Mightiest Hero version, obviously. And I think that's probably, apart from that, probably classic Thor's my favorite looking Thor, I guess.
Yeah, I like it without the beard more when it goes comic booky anyway.
Yeah.
Let me see who's available in Mafex though. Is there anyone who interests me?
When you say available, do you mean actually in stock, or do you just mean previous?
Who have
figures?
they done?
Who have they done? They're doing pretty much all of the Spider-Verse cast. So they've done Peter B, they've done Miles, they've done Gwen, they've done Gwen
classic
Poole?
Scarlet Spider. I've always liked that design.
Yeah, that's the Ben Reilly one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I mentioned. I like
Nightwing.
Storm's coming. She's a new one coming out.
Well, I was going to get excited and say animated Joker, but it's New Adventures Joker.
Yeah, it's not the one you want.
But X-Force Deadpool.
They've obviously done normal Deadpool. The further back you go, the more ropey the quality gets, apparently, on Mafex figures. So that's why I'm kind of going forward rather than backwards. If we're talking about non-Marvel characters,
Evangelion Unit 1.
Yeah. If we're talking about non-Marvel figures, ones that I might get would be RoboCop, because I like classic RoboCop, maybe Terminator. That would be about it.
Mafex New Adventures Batman. I actually think I saw that in the shop during the week.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, they've done a Flash, but it's the Ezra Miller Flash. Ugh.
Yeah. They've done a lot of like movie DC things. So it's like, no, I'm good. But if you want like a Spider-Man figure or any Spider-Verse figures, the ones you go for, or you go for Mafex stuff, or you go for Sentinel stuff, you make your choice between those two, and you got to decide which one you'd prefer. But no, I'm really happy with Mafex. So I don't know how other ones will be, but I hope I'll pick some more up in the future. And the only other thing that I got this week was I got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order for the Switch. Because I really like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. They are not amazing games. They are very flawed games. I kind of put them in my enjoyment category of like the Dynasty Warriors series. Like they're not good games, but they give me that kind of fun time. So I got it because I'm like, hey, they're never gonna port this over because I don't know why. It's like Bayonetta 3 kind of situation where Nintendo produced it, so fuck you. This is it. Switch or nothing. And they got a decent cast. They've got DLC as well for it, which I'll probably pick up because it's got Doctor Doom, and I'd like to play as Doctor Doom. The casting, the selection of characters is okay, and the biggest selling point for me, all the character designs, comic character designs. Not fucking live action Marvel. Like one thing I didn't like about Ultimate Alliance Civil War, which was the second one, they went for a very real look, and a lot of the characters came out looking really crappy. I hated the visual aesthetic of that game. I hear they've made some pullbacks in terms of the combat, and it wants you more to focus on like the special moves and stuff, but it's like I'll find out about that once I start playing the game. But it's made me go, okay, well, if I've got this, maybe I should start streaming like Nintendo games. So I've been looking at getting a capture card. They're quite expensive though, so that's maybe an after Christmas thing. And I also need to get a proper gaming pad. And then I've been like, okay, so what Nintendo Switch games that do I need to get if I'm going to stream? And I've made pretty much like a 10 game list of just like your basic bitch like Metroid Dread, Mario Odyssey, probably Super Smash Brothers, the Kirby Forgotten Lands thing, the big games because they're big because they're good. And then there's like Strange Triangle Strategy. Does that sound right?
Sure.
You don't know.
I don't.
Let me have a check what it's called, because I thought it was the Project Triangle Strategy. That's what it's called. It kind of looks like a, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like one of those style games. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. And I really want to get Fire Emblem Three Houses as well, because that's kind of my jam. But some of these are difficult to get and faffy to get, but I'll pick them up in time. I need the capture card first, regardless. The only other thing I did was I saw my buddy Matt. I bought him because he's making, I think I mentioned before, a big like DVD collection. He wants to build up a big DVD collection. So I went to CEX and I bought him £15 worth of DVDs, so a decent amount of movies. Movies that shockingly he'd never seen before, like what's it called? What's a Michael Douglas film called where he's wearing, he's just a mild-mannered man and he goes fucking crazy and he's just walking to find his daughter.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the movie name, but it's
not
it's
Man
one
on
of those ones
Fire.
that like super well known.
Yeah, it's not Man on Fire, it's Something Fire. Or Fire Something. I really like that film. It's good. He hadn't seen A Few Good Men either, so I got him that. Well, one of the worst things he told me, and it made me like hate him a little bit. He's never seen any of the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh, why are you your friend?
I don't know. I was like, what? you
just like put your hand on his shoulder and stared at him, going like, oh, what?
Like I would have got him like a Lethal Weapon movie if it was in stock, but it wasn't. I got him The Raid though. He's never seen The Raid, and I was like, okay, well, this is a good one. It's like, is it a good story? I'm like, no, not the best story, but the action's like just worth it for the ticket price. The ticket price of being £1, I
would have gone to him like, you don't really have a position to judge right now.
Yeah, where are you coming from, bro? Oh, I've never seen this. Like, fuck you. Yeah, I've been picking him up movies that he's not seen. Yeah, but, they're fun ones. They're fun ones, I think. And that was his Christmas gift. I've still got like £5 I need to go back to my local CEX versus his. Maybe I can find some other things. So he, in return, got me. He said, "Okay, here's some money. What would you like?" And I went, "Okay. Do they have Legacy Inferno in Smiths at yours?" And they went, "No." And I went, "Oh." And he's like, "Oh, you could just have the money." I was like, "No. It's better for you to actually give me a gift rather than just a wad of sweaty money covered in blood and sperm." So technically, he bought me the Legacy drag strip. Dead End. He's based off drag strip. So now I just have one more Syntacon to go, like most people at this point, I suppose. And then I have a complete Menasor. So Dead End's quite interesting. I like him. He has some issues. He's not a perfect figure. QC issues, like his joints are maybe a little bit looser than you'd like them to be. Kind of like most Transformers at this point in time, from what I gather. He transforms in a similar way to Dragstrip, but there's enough different about the actual transformation that it doesn't feel like you're doing the exact same steps over and over and over again. A lot of people are having trouble with his ankles, and there's a reason for that, and it's because the instructions are bullshit about them. So the way that I see General Techno mentions his ankles don't stay folded in alt mode, they do. You're transforming it incorrectly, or yours is broken. I had to look at a Reddit guide, like a photo guide. I'll see if I can find the photo guide, because it was actually like the turning point for me being able to transform it or not. But you actually have to peg the back of the ankles into the leg, and that was what helped me figure out what was going wrong. Hang on, Legacy Dead End fix. Now, which way did I go through? I want to find the thing so then people can, spread the word, as it were. Because it is very handy. Yes, let me explore Reddit. I don't usually do this. Oh, that's not the link. Come on. You try and find the right thing on TFW. Man, what a faff. Looks now pulls off half the car mode from Metasaur. He's gagging for it. I'm trying to find it for you. General Techno. But yeah, once I was able to do that, bada bing, bada boom, we were rocking and rolling. So it was pretty handy to do. Apart from that, in terms of watching things, it's just been, hey, the S9. Because it's pretty cool, Mikey. You might not know. You might never have heard it.
I hear it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. It's pretty 100% okay. Here we go. Okay. Let me put it on screen. There you go. So for people who are watching, I'd suggest you transform him completely. Don't do the legs and have them off at a weird off angle. On the back of the legs, there's this tiny tab, which I'm pointing to. They go into the hole. You push those in first, and then you push the bits, the two sides together, and then it locks in. General Techno, yeah, wow, solid now. Isn't it stupid? Because I'm pretty sure the way the instructions tell you to do it is just, you just push them together. But it doesn't work like that. And it's like a weird antithetical transformation design that you'd have to go through those weird extra steps for it to actually work. It's a weird choice. He does have limitations in his hips. He can't move them too well. And he does obviously have a lot of calf muscle, shall we say, for the back of his calves. But I really like how he's got not really much back gibble. It's really tidy. The head sculpt's really nice and fancy. I'm much happier with this than I thought I would be. He's not bad. I'd say there's more effort put into this guy than there is Breakdown, who is just seemingly very maybe a head swap and maybe a few other slight retools of Wild Rider. This is the money. Money went here and not on him for whatever reason. I don't know why. Yeah, not bad. I want to get Inferno at some point, but I'm going to wait until at least he comes down to 30. And I'm hoping that, hoping and praying that Jahaxus and Tarantulas actually go on sale because they've been out for ages. So come on, put them on sale. For God's sake, I'm begging you. So, Mikey, is there anything else that you've been up to? Is that all you've been doing?
No. That's me out of the way.
Right. Well, people, if you've got any questions for me or Mikey, do you have any questions you want us to talk about?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, throw them into the chat. Mikey will tell us where he can be found on the internet. Otherwise, where can he be found, Mikey?
You can find me on the internet on Irish Paleo, and you can contact us on Moonbase 2 and moonbase2@gmail.com, and the Facebook and the Libsyn and Patreon and everywhere else. And yeah, talk to us, tell us things, ask us questions. What's your life story? How are you?
Wow. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube as Decayed Andy, as in a rotten, decaying, disgusting corpse of a person, not 10 years. You can find us on YouTube as the Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast. And most places like Libsyn, Facebook, all those other places, again, Moonbase 2. You can find us that way. If you go to patreon.com and do $2 each month, each month you get the extended version of From the Files of Teltran 2, which I'm sure Mikey will sort something out when he has the time for something comic related, as I slowly go through Dark Ages of Spawn.
IDW's officially done.
Yes, it's over. Forever's.
Over. Finished.
Back up your digital copies, like you said.
Yeah, fast. I would recommend, because I do not trust them.
No, I think that's wise. And we do the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transformery things in more details. That's one thing I did over the week. I've done season 4 of Stargate. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's all recorded. It's nearly all edited. And at the moment, where am I actually? I'm on episode 10 of note-taking for season 5. No, I'm not. I'm on episode 15 of note-taking. So then, again, that one will be out this month, and season 6 will be out this month as well. So I am slowly hammering through it, so fear not about that. Excel Hedge sends a message. After 3 weeks of arguing with a seller, Amazon, and the post office, I finally have my $50 big convoy. Whoa, wow, damn. That's a hell of a price. Save cash, but I paid in drama. I think I'd take it. I'm okay with that.
No, I'd be good with that.
Yeah, big convoy. Not bad. So, everybody, thank you for joining me and Mikey, and thank you for joining the live stream if you're here with us live or have joined us live. Thank you for listening to us at home if you're listening to the show at home. Have a very good and happy Christmas and a good New Year's too. Remember to jingle Mikey's balls as you always do under the mistletoe tree. We will see you.
Ho.
Ho, 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 indeed. We will see you for the new year because we're taking next week off. So until next year, thanks very much for joining us, everybody. Merry Christmas, Mikey, and Merry Christmas, people.
Bye-bye.
Ends of stream.